With Luke Shaw, when are you expecting him to be back available? Are you expecting him back before the international break?
I think it's probably, but I can't say it's for 100% sure.
Is that back in training or back available for matches?
The plan is just be back before, but as I say, I can't say this for 100% for sure. That can be also short after the break.
All cup competitions are important, but given the increased competition for a top four place in the Premier League and the fact there's a Champions League place for the winners of this competition, does that place extra significance on this tournament for you and for the club as a whole in terms of trying your best to win it?
Yes, I think so, and it's an opportunity, and there are more roads to achieve the targets you want, and this is definitely also a road. Yes, of course, it's the most difficult probably, because in a tournament of 32, you have to be the best. But it's a target, and it's a road we want to go.
So would you say winning this tournament is harder than getting a top four place in the Premier League?
That's because in the end you get knockout stage. But I think it's don't look too far ahead from game to game. Let's first do Twente. But as you know, we want to win all the competitions we are taking part in, and this is one of them. But you have to go game by game, and let's first focus on the first game.
Hi Erik, I know the format's in its infancy, but you could finish 24th in this league format and still be in the competition. There are more games. Rodri complained about it last week. Are you a fan of the new format, or do you think it's becoming too much for the players?
I think there are two things you address here. First of all, the format, and the format. I think we have to take this experience and then judge. But one thing is for sure. I think every match is significant, and probably every goal is significant. And first you get also a split after January, where the first 8 teams they qualify, and that can help you in February to continue. But when you're on the first 24, you can win this competition, and so there's always an option to win it. And then the other question, the second part of it, but we discussed it so many times. There are too many games. It's clear. Too many competitions for the top players. They are overloaded, and this is not good for football. In the end of the day, it's maybe good for commercial, but there is a limit, and players getting injured. It's almost unavoidable that players getting injured because of the overload from so many games.
Just on that, does that overload of games and the amount of games that you're going to have to play affect the way that you pick teams, particularly for a game in the Europa League tomorrow, and particularly because of what happened with the injuries last year? Because obviously the injuries just decimated your squad last year and it affected your form. Are you going to be more cautious in the way that you pick teams for these games in all these competitions?
But in all the games, I did this on Saturday.
But is that going to have to be the case going forward though as well?
We need a squad with more than 11 to line up. We need more players, and then from game to game, we will pick a team. So, but you can't address it. This is the best 11 in this moment, and we will see. And of course, form is part of it. Tactic, of course, is also part of it. But definitely, the management of the load of the players is definitely part of it.
Hi Erik. So far you've got a goal difference of 0. I think you scored 5 goals, so obviously allowed 5 in. I think you had minus goal difference last season. Are you concerned? I know you're without Rasmus Højlund, for example, but he was available last season and you didn't do particularly well. So are you concerned your attack's going to be toothless again this season?
Again?
Are you concerned your attack's going to fail again this season, not scoring enough goals?
Concern, we create a lot of chances. In the first games of the season, last week we scored 7 against Barnsley, so we are capable of scoring many goals. But it's a part of the game. We have to be better there. We have to improve. We have to kill more in the box,
With your players, your attackers, is it a mental feeling? Because obviously talented enough, you know, technically to be here, but is it just a sort of mental focus for them to score more, maybe?
I think there are different aspects on this, and most important is that you create chances, and that is what we're doing in this moment. We create a lot of good moments. We are very creative, and we have many opportunities to score goals, and we have to keep this process going. And then, of course, the finishing we have to work on.
Erik, just on the games and the loading, how can you as a club change that? Because it seems like this kind of stuff gets made by the authorities and you have to go along with it. Would you have to consider, I mean, Rodri spoke about going on strike potentially as players.
I think as a club alone, you can't change this. It's more about, say, the total industry. It's about clubs and players and coaches, and so many others who are there in the environment of football, who have to work on this to improve the game, but of course to find the right balance, because in the end of the day it's financial, and also we are professional, so revenues has to come, but we have to balance this out.
Last question.
Erik, you were obviously talking about having to rotate. You said you did that on Saturday, and when you did, you left out Marcus Rashford, and there was a lot of attention around that. Do you feel we're sometimes too quick to criticise, considering you're trying to balance so much that we probably don't understand what's going on with the players and what's going on behind the scenes?
I didn't understand the criticism in these, but people, they are entitled if they want to, but what they are not entitled to bring speculation in. If I give an explanation, then they have to trust my words and to trust my explanation, and that's not right.
Okay, thank you very much.
No.